The following video is made for adult audiences. It is not made for children. It is made for adult fans of toys, as well as vintage memorabilia. Hey y'all! Today I have a makeover / restoration video for you, because I went thrifting again and I found a dozen dolls, among them this BRATZ Jade doll. You can see that she's in a pretty rough state as far as her hair is concerned. So I wanted to clean her up and try to make her hairdo look as good as new again. Now with this Jade doll, I looked at the back of her body and this marking here says 3538 ELE. Now when I googled this Jade doll with this marking to ID her, I found the Crystalicious Deluxe Jade doll, but they don't look anything alike, so I doubt that this is her. So if you have any idea who this is, please let me know in the comments down below. I've watched tons of makeover, restoration, how-to and tutorial videos by a couple of people on YouTube. So I picked out a few techniques and ideas that I'm going to be using on her, and hopefully she's going to be looking perfect again. Step 1 is going to be giving our Jade doll a good bath. I'm using some warm tap water, some detergent that I had lying around. I'm also using a sponge, cleaning through every crevice that I can find. I'm being very thorough here, but I'm using a soft sponge, so be very careful not to damage any of her face paint. The white powder that you can see and I'm using here is some baking soda, just to give the whole cleaning process a bit more oomph. Now that she's all cleaned up and her hair is in a damp condition, speaking of, I'm now going to be using a lot of hair conditioner very liberally on her hair, because I believe that it's going to be needing it. The conditioner is there to give me the ability to be able to brush through her hair by using a fine-tooth comb. Before I start off, I'm going to be looking for her original parting line that she had from the factory. It seemed to have completely disappeared inside this whole nest of hair. I believe this is the parting line, so she must have had a side part, I guess. I separated the hair into different sections. Keep the hair in place and start by brushing the ends, so that you won't be pulling out any of the hair plugs. You can see the original hair having some waves to it, so maybe the original doll had some curly, wavy hairstyle. The process turned out to be much more difficult, and her hair was in a worse condition than I had thought. It was completely knotted, it was completely matted, it was destroyed. So eventually I was like, is this really going to turn out the way that I am envisioning it to be? I tried going through her hair with a fine-tooth comb first, but after seeing that her hair is in a much more destroyed condition than I had thought, I switched over to using a detangling brush. But since I had started with the project, I had to go through it. Now that I was somewhat able to untangle Jade's hair, you can see how long it originally was. It was much longer than the matted mess had led me to believe. There are also some pronounced waves to it, so a factory hairstyle might have had some curls, so this can be a hint as to what Jade this was. So now I'm going to be ball washing her hair and then I'm going to be repeating the step, boil wash it again, until I'm at a place where I'm happy with the way the hair looks, to move on to the flat iron treatment. During the boil wash, I'm going to be switching between hot water, then pouring cold water on top of her head, then hot water again, so that the relaxed fibers would freeze into place. So after multiple boil washes and brush throughs, and even treating the hair with some fabric softener to soften up the fibers, we're at a place where her hair looks like this, which is much better than it was before, but still a far cry from where it needs to go. That's why I'm going to be flat ironing her hair now. The way I flat iron a doll's hair is very simple, and this is actually the second time I'm ever flat ironing an adult's hair. The first time was yesterday actually. I had this fashion corner doll from the Lucky Toy Company, and her hair was in a pretty rough state, so I ended up using a flat iron to treat it and turn it from having been one big lump into this. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just taking a strand of hair like so. I'm turning on my flat iron, turn it down to 140 degrees. I'm going to be waiting until it heats up. Now it's finished heating up. Now I'm going to be turning the flat iron off. Going to be putting it on a heat resistant surface. Now I'm spritzing some heat protection spray on her hair. You can also use some simple water, but this spray has some additives that gives the hair a bit more grip, so it can hold on to the flat iron better. Now that the heat has gone a bit lower than it was before, you can flat iron it as quickly as possible. Now repeat the step multiple times, and when it comes to the ends, I'm flat ironing these a bunch of times before I'm satisfied with the result. Then I'm going to be chopping the split ends off. I just wanted to show you a quick progress update, because it's easier for me to straighten her hair with a flat iron off camera, but I still wanted to show you a bit. I was able to rescue this part of her hair already, and it's looking mighty fine, and you can see the whole length of it that you couldn't make out in the beginning. Now I have to take care of this as well. Now that I was able to finish restoring Jade, let's take a look at the before and move on to the after. So this is how she looks now. The final step after completely flat ironing all of her hair was brushing out a side part and then dunking her head into some boiling water so that the hair on top of her head would lay flat. I just quickly cobbled together this hodgepodge outfit so that Jade would not be nude for a big reveal. I will say, despite the hair now looking like it's in a pretty good state, I can kind of feel it bunching up and tangling the more I brush through it. I guess it's just generally the quality of the fiber that was used on this doll that is prone to tangling. I'm still curious to know which Jade doll this is, so if you know, please let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, please leave a like. If you would like to see me do more restoration and makeover videos, let me know in the comments down below, and I will do so. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. I'll be uploading a video related to fashion dolls past, present and future every week, and we might catch each other in the next one. Bye for now.